Welcome to Connect for Life, the podcast. This episode features issue number 3 of our monthly audio newsletter, Advocacy for Life, originally published in October 2024. This episode is a special issue of Advocacy for Life that provides critical information about Canadians with disabilities and participating in Canada's national elections. Much of this information was sourced from Elections Canada at Elections.ca. This special issue is offered as a public service for all Canadians with disabilities, courtesy of Connect for Life. Advocacy for Life, October 2024. This is a special election issue of Advocacy for Life and offered as a public service by Connect for Life. Your vote matters. A message from Mark Brown, Connect for Life's Executive Director. Voting in our national elections is among the most important privileges and responsibilities we have as individual Canadians. Our voices matter, and our votes, every single vote, can make a difference. But did you know that voting is not always a simple matter for Canadians with disabilities? The same often applies to seniors or anyone with mobility issues for that matter. That's why we have featured accessible voting information in this October issue of Advocacy for Life, and why we have provided a special place on our website on the Advocacy for Life page at connectforlife.ca. Not everyone knows who the candidates are in their areas. In fact, not everyone knows the name of their riding, that is, their voting district. Things can become even more challenging for someone with a disability. Going to the polls to vote can require even more planning, including the need to make special transportation arrangements. Of course, someone with a disability, especially a physical or mobility disability, has to make sure that the poll location itself is physically accessible, not to mention accessible to other types of disability. And for Canadians living in rural or remote areas, these considerations become all the more important. While there is much more work to do, Elections Canada has made significant strides towards making Canada's elections fully accessible. We encourage anyone who has or knows someone who has a disability or mobility issue to check out our website, connectforlife.ca/advocacyforlife, or Elections Canada's official information at elections.ca. You can learn more about voting in advance, how and if you can access a mobile ballot box, whether your voting location meets your accessibility needs, as well as general information about your riding and the registered candidates, once the election is called, of course. As we move closer to the national election, we'll be posting more useful information on our website, as well as sharing news and updates on our social media platforms, including Facebook and Instagram. We'll also be encouraging every Canadian with a disability to become informed about the election, to know your rights on how and where to vote, and to appreciate how your voice matters by participating at candidate debates. Of course, we want to make sure that each one of us votes. Don't let others speak for you. Participate, because your voice matters. Did you know? In addition to voting at the polls on Election Day, there are other ways to vote. You can vote at any Elections Canada office across the country. The nearest location can be found using the Voter Information Service on the Elections Canada website. You can also vote by mail using a special ballot. Please keep in mind that you need to apply for this service once the election is called. For more information, please visit Ways to Vote on the Elections Canada website. Voting by special ballot. Many Canadian voters cannot or do not wish to vote at their own polling stations on Election Day or during advance polling. They may have physical or other disabilities, be hospitalized in an acute care facility, or be students living away from home. They may be traveling or working away from their electoral districts, or residing temporarily outside of Canada. In light of this, Parliament took a major step forward in 1993 and extended the use of the special ballot to all electors. Voting by mail was formerly available only to members of the Canadian Forces and Canadian diplomats. Since 1993, all electors may register and vote by mail or in person at the office of the returning officer. Those voting by special ballot use a voting kit that includes a unique system of 3 envelopes to ensure secrecy. On a blank ballot, the elector writes the name of the preferred candidate. It is the voter's responsibility to obtain information about the candidates, although once candidates are confirmed, a list for the appropriate writing is included with the kit. The voter must have a Canadian address, and his or her vote is counted for the electoral district of that address. He or she must register to vote by special ballot before 6 p.m. on the 6th day before Election Day. Registration forms are available from the offices of returning officers after the writs are issued, or from Elections Canada. The source of this information is from an article titled Electoral Insight: Persons with Disabilities and Elections by Elections Canada. Did you know? The first computerized printer able to convert text into Braille is a Canadian invention. Born with only 2% of his vision, Roland Galarneau of Gatineau, Quebec, opened up a new world for the visually impaired by inventing a machine that made it easier to translate and print texts into Braille. He and his colleague, Adrienne Filiatreau, designed the Converto Braille machine, the first of its kind, a computerized printer capable of translating text into Braille at 100 words per minute. Educational institutions, news organizations, libraries, and yes, even elections authorities have availed themselves of the opportunities to expand accessibility through the use of this Canadian invention. Community Relations Officers for Accessibility. Once the national election is called, Connect for Life will be coordinating an information session with an official Elections Canada Community Relations Officer for Accessibility. We'll be recording and posting the audio and video of this session to our website and YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more information about this special community service brought to you by Connect for Life and made possible by Elections Canada. The Connect for Life mission and vision. Our mission is to enhance the potential of individuals with disabilities by strengthening their independence and contributions to society, and to promote positive social change by transforming public perception. Our vision is one of eliminating barriers for people with disabilities in our community. Advocacy for Life is an official newsletter of Connect for Life and is made possible by the following: Executive Director Mark Brown, Program Director Aisha Hussein Rasool, Editor-in-Chief Stephen Christensen. Contact us at advocacy@connectforlife.ca or visit our website at connectforlife.ca.
You have been listening to Connect for Life, the podcast. Connect for Life is a Canadian-based registered charity committed to eliminating barriers for people with disabilities. Visit connectforlife.ca and join us in helping people with disabilities become the champions of their growth stories.